I like to teach computer science because the kids really enjoy it. I think it's something that is everywhere in today's society, and the children understand it. It's exciting for them, and it really grabs their attention and is something they enjoy participating in. It gives kids an opportunity to shine but don't necessarily shine. I have some of my best students that work best with the robots and with coding that, don't really get to shine as bright in other areas, and I think that gives kids confidence and allows them to be leaders in the class in a different way. It's a great opportunity for them. I break them into groups, put out the robots and the different apps that we have, and allow them to rotate around the different centers so they get a little bit of each different type of robot. Coding and computer science, there's always demand for it, and I think it just gives them a leg up, a foot in the door to understand how you code things. And it's very simple coding, but it starts, the learning process, and it also lets us know if they're interested in it, if it's something they really love. All the different types of robots that we have, the B-bots, the Dash and Dot robots, the coding jam, that's all from Decatur City. I haven't had to buy any of that with my personal money, which is fantastic. And I think that opportunity might not be available to them if they were not in our school system. So these are expensive learning devices that most of these homes probably wouldn't get to have if it wasn't for Decatur City purchasing them and putting them in the classrooms for everyone to use. It starts early and it starts young, and I think the sooner we realize what kids have a knack for this kind of thing, the sooner we can start preparing them for a future. I have one kid in particular that has just thrived with the robots. I would ask him to get in junior robotics next year and in robotics when he's in 3rd and 4th grade, and then go on and do all this sort of things so that hopefully one day when he gets out of high school he can have a future. It's really amazing to see how their brains work. You can tell when a kid understands it, and when you think about it, it seems like a very difficult piece of equipment to use, but their brains are able to pick it up so quickly. Technology is introduced to them a lot earlier. Everyone has iPads. Everyone has some sort of device in our school now, which sets them up to go on and be able to use all these devices. Really, everything that I could ever ask for technology-wise has been given to us and beyond. Things I didn't even know that we had or needed. Right now we are currently learning addition within 10. So when we're doing the B-bots, they're having to add 2 numbers together, find the sum, and then drive the robot to that sum. Well, if we were just adding the 2 numbers together and finding the sum, it wouldn't be nearly as exciting as it would be to drive a robot to find your sum. So I think bringing all the different standards in and doing the technology with it keeps kids more engaged. They're more excited about learning. I think just now we're starting to introduce it at such a young age that we're seeing all these, early tech brains, start to take off, whereas 10 years ago, 20 years ago, this stuff wasn't available in the classroom. So kids had to wait a lot longer to get their hands on these types of materials. But now that Decatur City is making it so available, they're allowed to experiment earlier, see if it's something they would like. To get a kid early on and set them up for success, and to know that there's a career out there for them very quickly after college is something I think any parent would be excited about, and a student coming right out of college. So it's a great opportunity.
Governor Ivey has worked really hard to prepare our students for the future. A few years ago, she passed a set of standards that are the digital literacy and computer science standards that all of our teachers have access to and are teaching in their classrooms. This has been very beneficial because it's opened our teachers' eyes to seeing how they can blend computer science in with their curriculum. It allows students to learn in a whole new way. They learn colors and numbers and patterns, and they're all using creativity. They're working together for collaboration to code together. They're learning critical thinking skills. A huge component of computer science is trial and error. So if they don't get it right the first time, they have to go back, figure out what went wrong and how they can fix it.
We've invested over the last 2 or 3 years to really push computer science down into the elementary grade levels, not just the standalone classes in high school. And the reason we think that's important is because more and more the future jobs are going to be requiring some type of STEM or coding, and we want our kids to be the most competitive. And starting in elementary school, just like any other skill, the younger you start, the further you're going to be able to take them. So we're extremely excited about the efforts we've done to expand coding and STEM education all the way down into our elementary schools.